Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Kate. I'm here today with Memphis, and we have a practice to get you into a variation on Visvamitrasana, which is a little bit of a hip opener, a little bit of an arm balance, a little bit of a tricksy kind of shoulder pose. It's a little bit of everything, and definitely one of the tougher poses. So when we get to it, you can absolutely opt in or opt out. Grab a strap, a couple of blocks, your sense of humor, a light heart. I don't know, anything else, Memphis? He says nothing else. Your mat might help, and let's get this done. All right, guys, so we're just gonna start in a comfortable seat for a moment here to close your eyes, just to slow yourself down enough to get here, to gather. Take a couple of breaths to let go of all it took for you to make a little space, to roll out your mat, to carve out a little bit of time. And let yourself arrive as you slowly surrender to a gentler breath. Feel the muscles in the tops of your shoulders release. Feel your sitting bones root down, and your legs can droop toward the floor. Then lengthen gently from the tip of your tailbone up through the length of your spine into the crown of your head. And take a few moments to check in before we start. To see what it is, what you need from your practice today, what you need to look out for in your body, maybe in your mind. And take another breath in and let it out through your mouth. All right, open your eyes. Here we go. You're gonna take your left arm out to the side and give it a little walk and start to bend your elbow. Take your right arm up and stretch it alongside your ear. Feel your right side sitting bone root down. That right thigh bone get heavy. You can take your gaze up or down. If you want to push into this left hand a little bit, you can to root even deeper through the right side. And then inhale, come on up, reach both arms up. And when you exhale, drop your right hand over to the side. Same thing, you could walk it out and then bend your elbow. If your forearm rests on the floor, that's cool. I like to keep my elbow floating just a bit so I can add a little more of a dynamic stretch. I can push your hand into the floor, right? Left side roots down, and let your neck be soft. So we're gonna get into the side body, we're gonna get into the shoulders, a little bit into the hamstrings and the hips, and then hopefully we'll be primed. Inhale, take your arms, reach them up. And when you exhale, bring them out and down. And then grab for your strap. Excuse me. And you're gonna unroll that puppy. Okay, and give yourself lots of room here. You can always bring the hands closer, but I don't know, that's giant. That's like 3.5 feet. Give yourself a ton of space. You want the elbows to stay straight here. You're gonna inhale, take your arms, reach them up. And when you exhale, you're gonna take your hands back behind you and find that sweet spot where you get a nice stretch through the upper back, through the front of your chest, maybe the tops of your shoulders, and then come on back up and bring the strap forward. And then again, come on up and stretch it back. If you have shoulder ick, then maybe just kind of wait this one out. If it feels not so great in the shoulder, then again, skip this guy. It's kind of intense. We're gonna come forward one more time, as long as it feels safe. A little movement in the stretchy zone here. And then take your arms up and bring them forward. And then you can bring your hands closer together so they're about 2 feet apart. You're gonna take your arms, reach them up again. And this time pull down through your left arm. So you're gonna get really super heavy. Both arms stay straight, but you wanna start to drag that right arm toward the back of your ear, maybe toward the back of your head. And then use the right hand to pull up just a little bit. You're gonna resist the weight of the left hand with the right. So you can fire up that outer shoulder on the right side, your tricep, kind of working in there. And then inhale, come on up. Same thing the other side. Let that right hand get heavy. Left arm's gonna slide back, maybe toward the back of your head, and resist. Again, you wanna pull up just a bit. Like you were gonna hold up that right hand as it gets heavier and heavier toward the floor. And breathe. All right, and then come on back up. And you can release that, and you can get rid of this guy. You may want it later, so keep it close by, but we're not gonna need it for now. Come on to the table. And 3 rounds of cat and cow just to get any tension out of your back. Excuse me. I'm getting over a cold here. And if there's any tightness anywhere that you need to move into, if you've practiced with me more than just this one, then you'll know that you are free to, of course, do whatever feels good. And one more nice deep breath in. And round as you exhale. All right, and then come back to your table here. So from here, you're gonna take the fingertips back behind you just for a moment. If they don't roll all the way back toward your knees, then they don't roll all the way back to your knees. It's all good. Just gonna give yourself a moment to stretch into your wrists, soften your shoulders, but keep your core engaged. And maybe you can take your weight back a little bit toward your heels. Maybe you're like, oh, hell no. All right, and if you've taken your weight back, shift forward and peel the heel of your right hand up. Get a little stretch to the fingers and then shake it out. And same thing to the left. You're gonna peel the heel of your left hand up and then all the way and shake it out, okay? Now from here, you're gonna take the right hand, pinky edge of the hand down toward the floor and stretch it out like you're gonna shake someone's hand, right? And then you wanna pull the head of this arm bone back, integrate into the shoulder and start to drop down. And breathe, core still strong. Press firmly down through the pinky edge of that right hand. The left hand's gonna be supportive here as you take your left foot back behind you, toes on the floor. And then sweep your left foot over to the right. Push gently through that left heel as you drag the head of that right arm bone into the socket, press into that right pinky. And then left knee comes back underneath. You're gonna slide your right elbow back till it comes underneath your shoulder, and then sweep your forearm across in front of your chest for a little quarter dog pose. Walk the left hand straight forward. Pull, excuse me, again, the head of the arm bone back. Soften your chest down. But feel the upper left arm, that upper tricep hug in toward your ear. All right, slide the left hand back underneath, come on up into table. And now the left arm's gonna go out again, this time on the pinky edge of the hand. Take it forward, a right hand comes into a supportive position. You're gonna start to slowly drop that left side down, plug the arm bone in, stay integrated, and breathe here. You can take the right leg, kick it back behind you, staying on the ball of the foot, sweep your foot over to the left. Thought I was going to get a little dog nose underneath me. And keep breathing. Okay, right knee back underneath. You're going to slide the left elbow underneath your shoulder. Sweep that forearm in front of your chest and walk your right hand forward. Spread your fingers. The upper arm's going to lift away from the floor and curl in toward your ear as you breathe here. Yes. And then walk the right hand back underneath you. Come on up into table. Take your knees slightly wider than you normally would. Big toes together. Send your hips back to your heels and find a child's pose for a moment. Elbows can soften. And take a breath or two into your hips, your low back. All right, and then you're gonna pop up onto your fingertips. Take a breath here. And when you exhale, walk your hands over to the right. Okay, left hand's gonna stay where it is. Slide your right hand back so it comes right outside your right knee, elbows about 90 degrees. Push into both hands, lift up out of it. Then you're gonna twist yourself to the right. Feel the right shoulder kind of pull back gently, and the left side's gonna hug underneath, especially through the back of your arm and underneath your armpit there. And as that left side curls underneath, you're gonna start to drop your weight down, again, making some more space in the side of the arm, the shoulder here. And breathe. Okay, right hand meets the left. Walk yourself through center and then over to the left side. Same thing. The right hand's gonna stay where it is, popped up onto the fingertips. Slide your left hand back so it comes underneath your shoulder. Inhale, lift a little bit away from your thighs. As you exhale, you're gonna curl this right outer edge of your body underneath and start to drop it toward the floor. And breathe. Another breath here. Okay, the left hand meets the right. Come back up through. Arms fully extended here. Spread your fingers. You're gonna come on up, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, stretch back. And pedal out your feet. Because we had some bent knees there for a little while. Oh, okay. You're gonna press firmly into your right hand. So you really push it into the mat. Take your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Keep your sitting bones lifted. Take your gaze underneath your right armpit. A little down dog twisty thing here. Yeah. And then place your left hand on the mat. Same thing, root that puppy down. Right hand's gonna come across. This time taking your gaze underneath your left armpit. All right, and then right hand returns to the floor. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, we're gonna tiptoe up to the top of the mat into your Uttanasana. And just fold here. Nice and easy. Kind of press into your feet. Feel your quads engaged so the backs of your legs can start to lengthen. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press the floor away. Come all the way out and up. Reach it up. Exhale, hands come down through prayer. Inhale, come out and up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Little sun salute here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step your right leg back. Big step to the back of the mat. Sink your hips. Keep the back knee lifted as you stretch your chest forward. Inhale. And when you exhale, step it back through plank. Deep breath here. And you can lower knees, chest, chin. If you feel like a chaturanga, go for it. Elbows in. And inhale, launch your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pull it up. Stretch it back. Inhale, take your right leg, sweep it back behind you. And when you exhale, step it up between your thumbs and drop your back knee. Anjaneyasana on your inhale. Take those arms up. Sink through the hips, but keep the legs drawing in. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot up to the right. Uttanasana. Halfway lift. And fold. Come all the way out and up. Inhale. And hands down through Samastiti. Left side. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Uttanasana. Halfway lift, ride your breath. As you fold left leg back, big old step, inhale. Exhale through plank, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And a baby cobra or an up dog. And downward facing dog as you exhale, sliding through table if you want. Float that left leg up, deep breath in, and then step it forward. Drop your back knee, Anjaneyasana, inhale. Hands to the mat, step it forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Press into your feet, come out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. And hands down through prayer. We're gonna do that again. Just to get warmed up here. Inhale, reach it up. When you exhale, take your right hand down to the side here. Slide your right fingertips down your thighs. You reach up and over with the left hand. Root through that left foot. Take your gaze to the left. Inhale, back up, press your palms. Exhale, left hand's gonna come to the left thigh. Reach up and stretch out of your waist. Firmly root through your right foot. Take your gaze to the right. Inhale, come on back up, press your palms. Exhale and fold. Uttanasana. Lengthen out. Step your right leg back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, plank and vinyasa. And pull it back. Your right leg's gonna float up and step it forward. And drop your back knee. Anjaneyasana. This time when you exhale, take your right hand down. Gonna reach it toward the floor. Maybe your fingertips hit. Maybe you wanna block. Feel your low belly draw in and up. Sink deeper down. Inhale. Exhale. Both hands to the mat. Left foot up to meet the right. And fold. Lengthen. And release down. Press into the floor. Rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. And Samastiti. Left side. Inhale out and up. Exhale. I'm going to drop that left hand down. Stretch up and over. Oh, let's get another stretch in. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, come on back up. And fold on your exhale. Lengthen out. Left foot's gonna step back. Inhale, get long. And exhale, plank. Vinyasa if you want it, or you can hang and plank. Vinyasas aren't necessary all the time. Sometimes they get kind of tiresome. Left leg's gonna lift when you inhale. And exhale, step it up. And drop the back knee. Reach it up, Anjaneyasana. Take your left hand down outside your left hip. Reach your fingertips toward the floor. Maybe they hit, maybe they don't. It's all good. Keep the legs strong, and then it doesn't really matter, right? Reach up and over. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press the floor away. Rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. One more side stretch. Grab that left wrist with your right hand. Come on up and pull yourself over to the side. Take your gaze underneath your left armpit. A small theme here. Armpit gazing. And then come up, just what you wanted. And grab the right wrist with your left hand. Come up and over. Take your armpit gaze to the right. Glorious armpit gaze. Inhale up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. We're gonna add on now, okay? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. This time you're gonna walk your feet back. Downward facing dog. Take your right leg, lift it up, stretch it back behind you for down dog split, and then take your right hip, stack it open, bend the knee, breathe into the right side. Inhale, take your right leg, stretch it back. As you exhale, step it up between your thumbs. And you're gonna drop your left knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Oh, familiar territory, right? Deep breath here. And then take both hands to the inside of your right foot. Keep your right foot where it is. Sweep the left foot back behind you. So it's coming toward the long edge of your mat. Your right hand's gonna stay on the floor. If you're feeling super tight in this inner right thigh here, in the groin, you can grab a block underneath your right hand. Right? We're gonna come into our little baby Parsvakonasana, our baby side angle. Lean your shoulder gently into your inner knee and let your inner knee kind of smush into. And then take your left arm alongside your ear. Some of my favorite new poses that I've learned just recently. Try to roll that left shoulder open. And your left hand's gonna come to the floor for a second. Take this left foot and just swing it back. So maybe it's closer toward the back corner of your mat instead of coming back directly behind you. about at 45 here. Then we're gonna come into Skandasana with the right leg straight and the left knee bent. So use your hands, you're gonna lift and shift toward the back of the mat. Now, if your left heel hits the mat, that's cool. If not, that's also cool. You're just gonna walk your hands straight forward, pop onto your fingertips, and as the fingertips walk forward, drag your hips back, moving into a stretch for this inner thigh and the hamstrings. All right, so here we go. Gonna walk your hands toward this right foot for full side angle. Straighten your left leg, bend the right knee. Right hand can stay on the floor or the block that's there. Sweep your left arm up and alongside your ear. We're getting deep into it pretty quick. Work this inner left thigh. Feel it lift and engage so the outer edge of your foot can drop to the floor, and get as long as you can through the sides of your body. And now we've been on the ground for a little while, so getting up is gonna require a little more. Press into your feet, sweep this left arm up, Viratu. Not so bad, right? And then from here, you're gonna flip your front palm, reach up, stretch back, reverse your warrior. This left hand's gonna snake behind, and maybe you can take your fingertips to the top of your right thigh and use your fingertips to gently press this leg forward a bit as you pull the right arm up and stretch back to give you a little bit more through here. Yes. And then straighten this front leg, inhale. When you exhale, come out and over. Find your Trikonasana. And let it build slowly. Drag those feet gently in toward each other. Keep the length of your spine. And breathe. Here we go, inhale. And when you exhale, you're gonna bend your right knee, plant your left hand to the floor, left side Vashisthasana. Drop onto the outer edge of the left foot. You can keep your right foot here for a kickstand, or you can stack the legs. Up to you. Press the floor away. Lift the sides of your body and breathe. I'm gonna take this right foot, step it back behind you, a little baby wild thing. You're gonna bend your right elbow, take your hand to the back of your head, hug your upper arm in toward your ear, like you were gonna now sniff your armpits. It's all about the armpits today. And then you're gonna sweep your elbow up and reach it back. Like you could curl open. Inhale. And when you exhale, release that right hand to the floor. Come on into your plank. Vinyasa if you want it, or down dog, or a child's pose. It's up to you. When you land in your dog or your child's pose, take a couple of breaths. Sometimes down dog feels super restful. Sometimes it feels like a mega challenge. All right, if you've come down to rest in your child's pose, come on back up, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, take your left leg, reach it up, stretch it back. As you exhale, you're gonna work to stack open the hips. Let your heel drop toward your right side. And then inhale, take that left leg up and back. As you exhale, step it forward and drop your back knee. Okay, Anjaneyasana, inhale up. And here's where you can really start to strengthen the legs, right? Shore them up. Oh, hair is everywhere. Inhale. Send me your hair ties. Exhale. Come down to the inside of this left foot. You're gonna sweep your right foot back behind you. Left hand can stay on the floor. You can grab a block or your fingertips, right? Start to shift your weight gently forward. Our little baby Parsvakonasana. Take that right arm alongside your ear. Just focusing on opening up in here as much as we can. All right, right hand's gonna come to the mat. Take this right foot and then sweep it back about 45 degrees. We're gonna go to Skandasana at the back. So creep your hands back, straighten your left leg, bend your right knee, right heel up or down, you know, either way. And then walk your hands forward. And as the hands walk forward, send your weight gently back. Okay? Okay. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. We're gonna side angle to this left leg. Walk it over. Plant the right foot. Block or the floor. Scoop this left side sitting bone underneath you. Sweep your right arm alongside your ear. Feel this inner right thigh lift. It's so easy to get super sunken down here, but we're gonna try to stay lifted and engaged. Right, we're gonna fight gravity with that right leg. Defy it. And you can take your gaze up. Guess what? Underneath your armpit, if you want. All right, root into your feet. Warrior two. We got this. Oh. Flip your left palm, reach up, stretch back, reverse your warrior. Maybe you want to hook this right arm around behind, fingertips to the top of the thigh here. Feel the thighs start to pull away from you a little bit. Reach up and back. Straighten your left leg as you inhale. Exhale, come out and over Trikonasana. And breathe. And let this open slowly. Keep the legs strong, muscles hugging to the bones. One more breath. And when you exhale, we're gonna windmill this right hand down to the mat. Vashisthasana, you can keep the left foot in front as a kickstand, or you can sweep it all the way around and behind. Press the floor away. Lift your hips, take that top arm, reach it up. And then from here, we're gonna take this left leg, step it back behind you, come into a little baby wild thing, bend your left elbow, hand's gonna come right to the base of your skull there. Elbow hugs in, like you were gonna give yourself a little secret armpit sniff, and lift up and stretch back and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, left hand hits the floor. Vinyasa if you want it, or a downward facing dog. Spread your fingers. Press through the four corners of your palms. Slide the sides of your body up and back. And then slide your knees to the floor. And take your hips back to your heels. For just a moment, take your arms alongside your body, palms facing up. Give your shoulders a minute to rest. Give your breath a chance to come back. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Come on back up. Stretch it back. Downward facing dog. Okay. Take your gaze forward and walk or hop if you feel like hopping. Top of the mat. Uttanasana. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press the floor away. Come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And slide your hands down through prayer. Take a second here. Close your eyes. And breathe. Okay, here we go. Open your eyes. Release your hands. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale and fold Uttanasana. Lengthen on your inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Float your right leg up, stretch it back, inhale. Warrior one on your exhale. And feel both feet rooted into the mat. Soften through the tops of your shoulders, legs strong. Take a breath here. And we're gonna move into goddess. So you're gonna pivot yourself to the left. So the toes come out 45 degrees, heels knock in. And excuse my back toward you, but it's just gonna be for a moment, hands to your thighs here. And you're gonna rock gently back and forth. You're gonna try to keep your knees rolling open so they're not coming in toward the middle. Okay, here's where we get into it a little deeper. Keep the hips low. You're gonna take your left hand to the floor, to the inside of your foot. You can always, of course, use a block, right? You're gonna lean your shoulder into your inner knee. Again, hug your inner knee into your shoulder, and your right arm's gonna come up and over your ear. So this right leg wants to come out of the squat because you've forgotten about it because you're crying over your left leg, but don't let it. Keep pushing some weight over to that right foot. It's gonna help your left leg, I promise. All right, and then you're just gonna walk your hands over to the right. Same thing here. Lean gently into that inner thigh. Keep scooping the sitting bone underneath you. Take your left arm alongside your ear. Left hand comes to your thigh. Press yourself all the way up through goddess. All the thighs on fire. Take your arms, reach them up. Inhale, straighten your legs. And as you exhale, we're gonna come back into your warrior one to the front of the mat. So the right foot's forward. Okay. That was the fun part. It just gets more fun from there. Okay, here we go. You're gonna shift your weight onto this right foot. Step forward, draw your left knee into your chest. Okay, so you can either take your hands underneath your left thigh, or you can take a yoga toe hold on your left foot with your left hand. It's entirely up to you. We're gonna stretch this left leg out and breathe. Press the top of your right thigh back. Keep the head of that left arm bone lifting and back. You don't wanna come disconnected. Keep yourself drawing in. Right arm can come out to the side. From here, we're just gonna slowly open the left leg out to the left. To the outer edge of your left sitting bone, your left outer hip rolled down toward the mat so it's not hitching up. And then back through center. Start to soften your right knee. You're gonna take the left ankle on top of your right thigh, coming into a nesting pigeon. Send the weight of your hips back. Okay, left foot's gonna step back. Crescent lunge. Wipe the tears from your cheeks. I'm gonna quietly wipe mine away. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Now from here, you're gonna kick your left leg through and come to sit. If you want blocks for that to give you a little more space to get your left leg underneath you, then do it. Or you can just sit, it's all good. So left leg's gonna stay out. Bring your right leg into a cradle here, underneath the forearms or into the elbows. We're just gonna work here for a moment and give it a gentle rock. And we're gonna move into compass pose, which is not one of my strong points. But we do our best here, right? So now you're gonna take your right arm to the inside and underneath. And we're gonna put this right leg on like a backpack strap here and take the back of the right arm and just gently press this leg back so you're not lunging too far forward with the chest. All right, left hand's gonna come up and over. Grab the pinky toe edge. Right fingertips come out to the side. You're gonna keep your right elbow slightly bent as you walk yourself over to the right. And you can lean a little bit to the right. And then from here, you're gonna start to work. All this armpit gazing is where we're here now. Right, you're gonna start to fire up your right side hamstring. Press into that leg, push through your heel, and take your gaze underneath your left armpit and breathe. And then from here, you're gonna release that. Take your right arm out from underneath you. You have options here to either bring this right leg into a Janu Shirshasana with the inner foot to the inner thigh, the inner foot, or you can take the top of your foot and gently rest in a little half lotus variation here. Whatever you pick, inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, come out and over. Keep this left leg active. The wheels are coming off. You're not going to understand a word I say by the end of this. Lengthen your spine and folds. Okay, I think we're good. Walk your hands back underneath. Come all the way up. You're gonna take this right leg now and swing it back behind you. All right, so here's option A. You're gonna swing this leg back behind you. So you come into a half virasana with this leg. The heel's tucked in, everything's grand. If this kills your knee or this just doesn't work for you, then keep this Janu Shirshasana, just take it wider. So you've got a 90-degree angle with the legs, all right? If you're in Janu Shirshasana, your left hand's gonna come to the top of your thigh. And I mean, it certainly can here too. The full pose, this is one of my absolute favorite poses, is you take this left hand underneath your inner thigh and you're gonna grab your fingertips and wrap them around your Achilles. We're like binding here and you've gotta kind of lift off your butt to make that happen. And then once you get this grip on the back of your heel, you're gonna start to nestle your left shoulder down. Say hello to your hamstrings, and then take your right arm up and reach it over. And maybe you can grab the big toe here, but what's more important is getting this opening through the chest and through the side body. So don't curl in just to grab your foot. Keep it open. And breathe. One more breath. And then slowly make your way out. Free this left arm. Gonna swing your right leg forward, grab it into a half happy baby, lift your chest. And now from here, you're gonna roll all the way back to the floor and bring the left leg into a full-on happy baby. If your left leg wants to cooperate. And take a moment here. And rock a little bit back and forth. All right, grab your knees, cross your ankles, grab the tops of your feet. We're gonna roll up and over downward facing dog. So here we go. Roll it up, roll it over, and down dog it. All right, we get to do it again on the other side. All right? Take your left leg, reach it up, stretch it back. As you exhale, step it forward, find your warrior one. Sink down, and lift up. The myth about this pose is spectacular. When Virabhadra gets killed, this warrior, and he comes back out of the ashes, right? He like rises up. I love this pose for that reason only. Mostly I just hate this pose, but it's not about me, is it? Take a breath here. Then we're gonna come into goddess pose, which is so much more fun. Spin yourself to the right, toes open, heels in, hands to your thighs. Give yourself a minute to rock back and forth. Okay? Okay. You're gonna take your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Same thing here. Lean in, hug that inner thigh toward your shoulder. Take your left arm alongside your ear. And breathe. Keep that left thigh from lifting out of this. And then you're gonna walk yourself through the middle. Left hand comes to the inside. Take your right arm alongside your ear. Keep pointing that right knee open and toward your toes. Here we go. Right hand to your thigh, left hand to your thigh. Come back into your goddess. Loving life. Take your arms and reach them up. Press into your feet. Straighten your legs. Right toes in, left toes open. Vira one, top of the mat. Yes. All right, from here, hands to prayer. We're gonna shift forward, draw the right knee in as you balance on the left foot. Okay, hands can come underneath if your hamstrings are crazy, right? Like mine are most days, or you can grab a big toe hold, take this right leg, extend it forward, and breathe. If the leg doesn't straighten, you know, it doesn't matter. Arm bone in, even if it looks like this, right? It is what it is. From here, you're gonna sweep this right leg open, thankful for the wall beside you. And instead of kind of hooking this out, you wanna hook it underneath so you can lift your chest and get super big here. All right, back through the middle with your right leg. Bend your left knee, you're gonna set your left ankle on top. Hands to prayer, sink into your nesty pigeon. And then from here, crescent lunge, right foot steps back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. You can grab the blocks if you know you need a little extra lift. Gonna swing this right leg underneath and through. Now you can pick Visvamitrasana. You can just open that knee, or you can take the foot into the leg into a half lotus. If your knee is really high off the ground in your lotus, but it feels okay, you can always take a block underneath that knee. Give it some support. Inhale, lengthen up. And when you exhale, slowly come out and over. All right, and then walk your hands underneath you. Come on up. Now we're gonna take this left leg either into a more open Visvamitrasana, or you're gonna sweep it back so we come into our bonk bonk. I'll spin around. Or into our Virasana, right? So now right hand can come to the top of the thigh if that's what you're working with and that's what you wanna do. Or you can take your right hand underneath your inner thigh and grab for the Achilles here. Start to settle down into your right shoulder. Here we go. Left arm stretches up and over. Maybe you find that big toe. You might surprise yourself. If not, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is finding space and a nice stretch for our Visvamitrasana, which is kind of exactly like this, except not. So breathe. Oh, yeah. All right, and then from here, you're gonna release that. Come up out of it, okay? We're gonna swing this leg around and bring it into a half happy baby. And now you're facing the front of the mat, I'm facing the back. It's just a crazy world. Lift your chest. And then from here, gonna slowly just roll it back. Ugh. Find your full happy baby. You'll be thankful for it in a minute. Okay, so now we're ready to play with the next thing, which is the full pose. So I'm gonna walk you through it, and you can choose to give it a whirl with a strap or without a strap, or you can choose to stay in the goddess variation that we've been working on with the hand on the floor. All right, so from here, gonna roll back up. And if you wanna grab a strap and just get it at the ready, you're just gonna get it at the ready. And we're gonna do this kind of unceremoniously, and we're just gonna come wide stance into the middle of the mat, because this is how this is gonna go. So we're gonna move into Visvamitrasana with goddess legs, which isn't the traditional pose, but it's a fun variation. And yeah, it's a fun variation. So let's do it. So we're gonna come into goddess, right? I'm gonna go to my right because that's the one side I can do this on. So at least you have an idea of what's going on here. So you're gonna take your right hand down to the floor to the inside of your right leg. And then you're gonna walk your arm underneath. And if you wanna watch this one once, sit it out and then rewind and come back and do it with me, then that's actually a legitimate way to do this. All right, so You're gonna take this right arm underneath you. So this left foot and this right hand are going to be my foundation. Holy shit, you say, yes. I say that also. From here, you're gonna start to walk your right foot a little closer in. If your left shoulder is cranky or tight, you can always grab a strap with the foot and continue with the strap, okay? I'm gonna show you without for now so you can understand what's going on. Left hand's gonna come up and over, and we're gonna lift this right leg up off the floor. So a lot of my weight is kind of hugging onto my right elbow. My right elbow is slightly bent, all right? And then from here, I'm just gonna slowly work. And this is where, you know, the rubber meets the road. I'm gonna slowly work on straightening this right leg, which I just can't do because my hamstrings are tight. So I'm gonna give myself some room here with the strap, see? And you're gonna straighten the leg, look underneath your armpit, and then once you're done, come on out and fold yourself into a Prasarita Padottanasana. So like I said, if you wanna review that, and then come back and start again, super cool. In the interest of time, I'm gonna go to the next side. And I'm also gonna use the strap because I know that this side hamstring is even worse than this side. So heels in, come back into your goddess, all right? Relax your shoulders, don't panic. I find that's the worst thing to do in these situations. If you fall on your butt, then you fall on your butt, it's okay. Ideally, you don't get injured doing this. But if there's a little, you know, a little butt fall, it's okay. We're not super high off the ground here. So we're gonna come down, left hand to the floor, and then slide your shoulder underneath you. Plant this left hand underneath and give a slight bend to your elbow so your left thigh rests on the upper left arm. All right, I'm gonna grab my strap, and from here I'm gonna lasso this left foot. Gonna walk it super close in, keep pushing firmly through this right leg. This right hip and this right thigh are super heavy. And then sweep the left leg up first, and maybe this is where the pose ends because this is hard as hell. Okay? If you want to go a little bit farther, you're going to start to straighten this left leg. Whoa, look underneath your armpit. And fall on your butt. And that's it, right? So this is something that once in a while I like to find these poses that kind of challenge my way of thinking about how my body works. And then I laugh it off when I fall on my ass. Hopefully, that is also how you operate. If not, it's okay, shake it off. Come back to it, come back to this class, work some of the stretches into your regular practice, and you can come back to this pose in a month or in 2, and hopefully it will kind of make more sense to you. All right, so you're gonna come onto your back, and draw your knees in, give yourself a giant hug for all of that work. Okay? And then take your knees wide and pull them into your armpits. And as you do, you want to lengthen your sitting bones down, lengthen your tailbone toward the front of the mat so you kind of iron out a little bit here. And if there's any tension, any kind of holding still anywhere from the effort of that last pose, then try to relax it. You're gonna drop your feet to the mat, take them wide, and let your knees knock in toward each other. So all this external rotation we were doing, gonna try to counter it a bit while we rest here for a moment. And then with your feet still wide, let both knees drop over to the right and let your arms come out and slide your gaze over to the left. And when you inhale, you're gonna bring everything back through the middle. And when you exhale, let those guys drop over to the left, and you can look over across your right hand. You would. Come up through the middle every time and draw your knees in. He's like clockwork. And if there's anything else that you want to do here, you can come in, do a happy baby. We've already done a few, so maybe this feels extra good. You can give yourself some more extension, though my hamstrings are over it, or you can just hang out for a moment in this little tiny ball and kind of figure it out. When you're ready to, you're going to take your legs, stretch them out straight. Let your arms rest by your sides. If you've got a pillow or a blanket or something, you want to bring them underneath your knees. Give a little bit more release to your low back. That's cool if you want something underneath your head. And we're just going to settle in and relax here. Let your eyes slide closed. And feel every muscle starting at the top of your head, working down into the tips of your fingers and into the soles of your feet. Feel them all just blah. Let them all relax and soften away from the bones. And for another moment, let your awareness slowly slide inward. You can focus on the rhythm of your breath. You can, of course, feel free to stay here as long as time allows, as long as you feel you need. For now, you're going to let your breath deepen. Feel your awareness come back to the surface of your body, back into the room as you move your fingers and wiggle your toes. And draw your knees in gently, one at a time. And come to rest on your right side for a moment here. Just pause. And press into the strength of your arms and come back into your day. As you find a comfortable seat, let your eyes slide closed. Take a moment, press your palms together in front of your heart and bow your head and honor your practice today. Honor your body and your breath for moving you through. And honor your courage to try something new. It's not always easy. And sometimes the first time around is a total cluster. Sometimes you nail it. It is what it is. Thanks for sharing some of your practice with me today. I look forward to practicing with you again. Like and subscribe and share and spread the love. Namaste.